Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Over there, you'll find a description of the day's astrological aspects as I have drawn them out here. Here I will discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I'll play another card that, in the context of today's astrology, may give us something more to think about. So, let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is here because it represents the second 10 days of the sun's transit in the land of Libra. Libra is an air sign, and swords in tarot represent air element symbolism. And air element symbolism has to do with the intellect, what we do with our thoughts and our words, what kind of plans we make, and how we can bring healing or harm with them. So we come to the Three of Swords. And this is really, pretty clear symbolism to me, if you think about it. It just looks like somebody feels as though they've been stabbed through the heart 3 times, and it's a very cloudy, rainy, and gray, dismal day. Okay, so there's that grief that comes from heartbreak. There's that heartbreak that comes from people saying unkind things, doing unkind things, making plans that harm you, or making plans without you, So this is a really tough spot to be in. There's a loss to be acknowledged. There's some suffering here. Not really understanding why we have been treated this way, and really sort of struggling with the wounds of the things people think and say. Specifically, because that's what the swords are about. It's about what people are thinking and saying. So, in the plans that they're making. So, this is always kind of followed by a pause and some healing, right? A heartbreak, no matter how bad it feels, how crushing and depressing and difficult it feels, is always temporary, okay? And actually, the more willing you are to do the work to sort of dissolve those swords, or to sort of pull them on out so that you can attend to the wounds that they left behind, the more willing you are to do that, the quicker you will heal from this heartbreak. But, it just takes everybody a different amount of time to even realize that they don't want to feel this way, and that, they don't deserve to feel this way, and, that they should probably just nurse their wounds and, get their heart back into a healthy state so that they can, find a loving connection again. And with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and turn this card. Oh, we got the Hermit. So, the Hermit is a card we've had recently. It's a major arcana card, so it's kind of a major message card. And it's about the turning within that we do to educate ourselves, to come more into alignment with the level of knowledge we would like to have about those things that, they take a little more study and they take a little more time and intention. So, we take this time to study. We take this time alone to sort of sequester ourselves with the information and to take it all in. Not just so that we can, get away from the world, although that is one of the benefits sometimes, but also so that we can, in the end, shine a light for other people to find their way to that information and knowledge, right? So this really speaks to me of like esoteric knowledge. There are a lot of us out here now that are self-educating about astrology and tarot and other divination practices, other intuitive practices, which are not necessarily based on magic, so to speak, as so much as they are based on just an understanding or a desire to understand our own psyches and the way that we interact with the world, and how we can use the energies of the world to sort of help us move forward in a more positive way and a less chaotic way, right? So, here the Hermit has gone within to sort of learn what they need to learn, to feel like they can bring some order not only to their own lives but to the lives of others, and not just order, but because that would be the Hierophant. But really more like enlightenment, really more like, here's more information. I went and dug this up and I found it out, and now I'm going to find a way to spread the knowledge and the joy, right? So where do we see the Hermit here on the card? The Hermit's going to be an air sign. It's going to be a Mercury vibe, but also a Jupiter vibe. So that's interesting because Mercury and Jupiter are in opposition right now. We're right here in the middle listening to this conversation where Mercury is talking about the things that we, like our day-to-day lives and the things that we think and we do and we say on a regular basis. And Jupiter's over here having a conversation with us about those things that we aspire to be doing, have those bigger experiences that we want, the higher education we seek, the travel experiences we seek, the doing more business that we seek. So, they're in opposition. There may be some sort of conflict, like Mercury can get just so overwhelmed with the options that are coming through sometimes that it's hard to settle down and make a choice about what it is that we're going to turn within and study, right? Like give me 70 options for my higher education and I might not ever necessarily choose. Okay, but that's when it's just important to listen to your heart about what it is that you actually love to do, what actually inspires you, what you think you could read about or write about or talk about all day long, right? Or what you think you could do all day long. Those are the kind of things to use to get the things that you aspire to. So, here's the Hermit ready to sort of settle down into a path of study. And, we had the Two of Swords recently. So perhaps, that was a cut that had to be made, that we had to choose one path over another. And this is a path of sort of turning within and doing the work and the study rather than taking a path of just outright action or taking a path of some other way of approaching getting what we want for our lives. So we've chosen the educational way, the self-educational way, a lot of us. And I really admire and respect that. Sometimes, you just have to find out for yourself what it is you're trying to learn and not necessarily rely on other people to help you. But the Hermit, the Hermit has teachers, and the Hermit will, give due respect and credit to the people who teach them. Okay, so remember that, to honor your teachers, even if they're online. Taken together with the Three of Swords, this can be one way to help mend that broken heart, right? Like the broken heart comes from somebody using their thoughts and plans and words in a way that pierced you, in a way that really wounded you on an emotional level, right? And so it would be appropriate that thoughts and words, that reading and writing, that that getting up to date on the symbolism that we're looking at, would help us a little bit mend that broken heart, right? Like not necessarily so much focusing on the things that people have said about us or done to us in the past, but focusing on what it is that we're trying to learn for the future. And in doing so, finding information, learning things that help us also mend those old wounds. Yes, I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate your presence here. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.